Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I will be providing brush swatches of the W7 Goldibox Eyeshadow Palette. And I already did a tutorial of this palette along with some other W7 Cosmetics products. This W7 Goldibox is a 12 shade eye color palette that has both matte and shimmer shades in it, and I will be talking about that. And I did purchase this palette at Marshall's for $5.99. I will be using my Clean Sweep makeup brush pad that retails $3.99 from TJ Maxx. You can also buy it at not Target, but you can also buy it at Marshall's. And it's a really good makeup brush pad to use in between swatches and changes of eyeshadow colors. So I will be using that to swatch in between, and I will be using my Morphe M408 brush to also provide the brush swatches today. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is basically the palette inside of this, basically, I would say tinfoil palette. Again, these are the 12 shades. They range, basically a neutral palette. You have some cool tones, you have some warm tones, and they are very pretty colors. I'll bring the palette up to you to see them. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first shade looks like a cool tone, almost like a silver shade. So let's see how this swatches. This is definitely a shimmer shade. Looks like more iridescent. Have some glitter particles in this shade, if you can see that. So it looks iridescent, but it looks like a shimmer pigment. You just have to pick up a lot on your brush to be able to see that. But it's a very fine shimmer shade. That is the first color in the palette. Make sure I show it where you all can see that color. So I did mention in the tutorial that you will have to use a glitter adhesive or some type of base that will allow for adhesion to some of these shimmer shades. So this shade looks like more of a champagne gold color, but it looks like it could be a flip, which means it could be a duochrome shade. Definitely has gold flakes, or I should say gold, finely milled gold glitter in this shade. It looks very nude against my skin tone, but it looks like there are definitely some has a flip to it. And I think if you was more of a lighter tone, probably more of a light skin tone, you'll be able to see that a little bit of a flip in that shade. And that's what that color looks like. I'm just going to build it up just so you can see the fine gold that is in this shade. So that's that shade. The third shade, and I should be calling them by names, but the shade is underneath. The colors are underneath the palette itself. So I'm just going to go and swatch all the colors first, and then I'll tell you the names of each when we're done. So the third shade in the palette looks more of a pink shimmer shade, very, very chunky. You can see the fine glitter on it if it zooms. You can see that fine chunks of glitter. It definitely has more of a pink, like a pink silver flip. Has definitely fine glitter particles in the shade. So there's that shade. Make sure until you build it up a little bit more. That's why these shades would definitely need like a glitter adhesive, because of the glitter particles will basically fly away without some type of tacky base to hold the glitters in place. The next shade is of a light gold color. This color is called Glam. This color was called It's Magic. So I do remember some of the shade names. So this is It's Glam. And it is definitely, I feel like the shimmers are very sheer. So they give that more of a sparkle, like iridescent to them. Because most shimmers are more opaque. And these are more like soft hues of like highlighting. Accent shades, they're not too deep in its pigmentation, just a wash of colors. So that's Glam. They definitely look beautiful in the palette, and they look good against the skin. The next shade is a matte. It's more of a taupey brown shade. And a lot of these colors just fade right into my skin tone. It's definitely along that cool tone spectrum. That is that shade. The next shade is a same as the last shade I just swatched, but has some gold in it. So it almost looks like a cool tone, like taupe bronze shade. So this looks like a true shimmer. There's really hardly no gold particles in it. But it should say gold glitter. It's just a standard shimmer shade. Also very cool tone. So that's that shade. So that is the 6th shade out of the palette. The next shade is a nice deep copper with a gold has some gold tone to it. So it's like a very deep copper with a bronze type finish to it. A very pretty color. I try to put that on my eyelid. That is a very pretty color. I couldn't notice it as much on my eyelid, but on my arm, it looks amazing. It is a beautiful color. It definitely has a gold, kind of like a gold flip inside. If you look at the palette, you will see there is some like particle of gold in it, but it's not like glitters like in these shades up above. So that was shade number 7. The next shade is of a dark, looks like either a dark gray or a black shade, but it's definitely smoky. So I'll say this more of a deep smoky gray color. That may be a black, could be a light version of black, but it looks more of a deep gray color to my skin tone. This shade I said will make a very beautiful liner, outer crease shade, all over the eyelid shade for definitely a smoky type of color. For more dramatic shades, or I say dramatic looks, I should say. And that shade is just like a champagne shimmer shade. Very like pale gold color. And this one could be a nice brow bone accent color, or to highlight your inner corner of your eyes. That is that shade. The next shade looks like a light copper slash bronze shade. It's like a true metal copper color. It looks very gold on my skin, but in the pan it looks like a copper, straight copper color. A beautiful accent shade. And now we're getting down to shade number 11, which again has a very, I think this is more of a medium bronze type shade. So it's in between the last shade I swatched and this one. Lots of play of bronze. Warm and cool in this palette. And it goes right into my skin. I don't know if y'all can notice that. So these are all the right type of shades, a good, really clear color story for this palette. I do wish there was a little bit more gold to this palette since it is called a Goldibox. And then if it had more metallic finishes also among the shimmers and the mattes. But overall, it's a really nice palette. I think it's really pretty, a very good color story, just need a little bit more gold. And the last shade is a cool gray shade. I call it a taupe in the video because it does look taupey. And this is a matte finish. I apologize for my camera going in and out of the focus. Just build this color up a little bit more. And it definitely gives me like Bobbi Brown vibes, because I know she's known for a lot of taupes and deep browns and bronze and all those different neutral type shades. So it does give me that kind of vibe. But those are all 12 shades in the W7 Goldibox Palette. I'm going to bring it up closer so you can see them. They're really pretty. You can wear this for both day and night looks. So let me go through the names of each shadow so you all can have that information. So I'm going to show you what the colors, they are on the back. I wish they was inside of the palette, so it makes it so easier. So if you were doing your eye look or if you're doing a swatch, you can see the names of them as you swatch. But this is the palette with the names of the shadows on the back. So the first shade that I swatch is called Treasure. The next shade is called Hero. It is a peachy gold flip. Treasure is a deep silver shade. On the picture, it looks like it could have some purple, but on the swatch, it looks just straight silver. The next third shade is called It's Magic, and it's more of a pinky, probably like a pink rosy type shade. So this is shimmer. The next shade here is called Glam. It is a light gold finish shimmer shade. The next shade is called Party. It is more of a matte, probably like a cool tan shade. The next shade is called Extravaganza, and it looks like more, on the picture it looks like, again, more of a pinky type of gold flip shade, but on me it looks rather like almost like a pink, mix of a pink champagne type color. The next shade is called Antique. It is a nice burnt, dark, bronze, copper type shade. This shade is called Workaholic. On the picture it doesn't look black. It looks like more of a deepened plum type shade. Almost like a deep brown, chocolate mix, plummy type shade. So it's definitely a nice dark shade, not your true black that you would tend to see in most palettes, but it gives still that deep dark color that you can use in your outer crease to deepen up shades, to use as a liner. So it's a really pretty color. The next shade is called Hideout. Definitely a light champagne color. The next shade is called Candy Shop. It's like a light gold type shade. The next shade is called Wings, and this is more of a medium bronze shade. And the last shade is called Arty, which is like a more like a cool tone, like gray type shade. So there is all 12 shades from the W7 Goldibox Palette. Again, I think these colors are really pretty. W7 does beautiful matte shades. Also shimmer, and these are more of these iridescent type shades. They're just really pretty, just on top of the matte shades to layer on them. Again, you will need glitter to hold them down because they do have glitter in their pigmentation in the pigments. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you found this brush swatch helpful. Again, the brush swatch was done with no primer on my arm. You are seeing the true pigment of every shade that is in this palette. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a really blessed day. Thank you. Bye.